I'm just going to go over my farmer's market haul. So I got 15 pounds of, these are orange tomatoes. So I got them for a really good price because for canning, they didn't really have, their red tomatoes weren't turning out. So I actually have red tomatoes in my freezer. So I'm going to just combine them and make some pizza or spaghetti sauce and can it. So I thought that'd be perfect because I got these for about $1 a pound. So I thought that was a great deal. Then I actually bought 20 pounds of apples, but at the rodeo, Peyton and I kind of got into them. And then I left an apple for him too because they're really good. So I'm just going to either make applesauce or apple butter. I haven't decided. And then I got some onions and I got some garlic. And then these chef's mushrooms. Oh, they look so good. They are kind of expensive. They actually were expensive, but I thought I'm just going to use them. I have some dried mushrooms too, but I'm going to make some mushroom soup. And then ground cherries. Oh my gosh. I just got these to eat because they're so good. They taste like candy, like cotton candy almost to me, and some celery. So I felt like I spent a lot at the farmer's market. So, but I guess I don't know, the tomatoes and the apples. Anyway, and then at Walmart, I just got some drinks. And yeah, Costco, I got gas. So not a lot. So that was just kind of my haul today. But I didn't really need a lot. I just wanted some extra things to put up. So anyway, had a great day. It was so fun in Leonard. Hi, welcome to my humble homestead and garden side chat. So today is Sunday and I start my work week. I still have this table full of stuff I need to do something with. So I watch Jessica from Three Rivers Homes. She's the one that started the Every Bit Counts challenge, and she freezes her tomatoes and then makes her tomato sauce out of them because when she runs them under water after that, then the peels just come off. So I'm going to take her advice since, number one, I'm exhausted because I was out all day into the evening yesterday. And so I'm going to put these in the freezer. These are the yellow ones, or most of them that I got at the farmer's market yesterday. I'm saving a few of them out because I have some cucumbers and gotten some greens and lettuces and stuff at the farmer's market too. I knew there was more that I got that I forgot to put in that haul. But those I'd put in the fridge because they were in my car for a bit and they were starting to wilt. So I'm going to use those for salads. And then I went and I pulled out some herbs and I pulled out a bunch of lemon balm that I'm going to just throw in my dehydrator to make that lemon balm chamomile tea that I talked about in one of my other videos, the one that I made that tincture for Mary. Then I got some squash, and then these little baby watermelons are really good. You don't get a lot of fruit with it, but I just kind of did this. I had gotten these, I don't know, I'll have to look, but they're really, really good. They're just mini little melons, and they kind of taste between a cantaloupe and a watermelon. And so I actually have gotten like 8 of these already. So I got 2 of those this morning. I do need to do I want to do my mushrooms. So I'm going to make that mushroom soup today because I don't want the mushrooms. They're really expensive. So I want to use those as fresh as possible. And then I'm going to diffuse that garlic in honey. So those 2 things I'm going to get done before work. The apples I'll probably wait till tomorrow. I think they'll be fine. But the tomatoes they were kind of starting to get ripe. So I want to put those in the freezer. Probably get to those next weekend. I really appreciate that tip from Jessica, so I don't feel so overwhelmed. And then I need to, get to this other stuff. I have so much squash in my garden, you guys. I have this one squash that is like 4 times the size of these, but it's not ripe. So I'm going to look up some things to do with this squash. If you guys can let me know what you do with your squash, how you preserve it. I like to make butternut squash soup, but I don't know if I can that. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that. All right, so I will show you later when I get to these. Right now, I'm going to go have a cup of coffee and watch some things on how to do what was I going to do? Oh, my soup. I want to look at some different ways on how to do I have a couple cream of mushroom soup recipes, so I want to refresh on that. And then my infused garlic. And then I'm going to get busy before work. So I'll take you along. All right. See you soon. Hi. Welcome to my humble homestead and garden side chat. So today, as I showed a little bit before, I'm just trying to preserve up some of the produce that I got at the farmer's market. Just get a few things done before work. I'm tired. I really am. I'm worn out. The allergy season is hitting me hard and furious. I went out in the garden today, got some things, and I've been really watching a lot of Heidi from Rain Country. She's one of the people I really like on my YouTube homesteaders community. And I've been watching a lot of her videos about how her husband Patrick got off their medications. They took thyroid medication. But the other thing that I've really been watching is how she got off a lot of the over-the-counter medications. And I had started kind of taking ibuprofen again. I was having some really bad headaches. And I take Imitrex when I get just the debilitating migraines where they knock me out. And I had to, I'm not sure if but a couple weeks ago I had to call out on work. And when I get them like that, when I take an Imitrex, it's an ibuprofen with it that kind of does it. So my big thing, and then allergy medicine. I take over-the-counter allergy medicine that I buy in the big bottle at Costco, which is one thing that she took. And so I've really been watching her and how she got off all of that stuff. So I've been trying to stop my allergy medicine. I have a allergy tincture that I did a few months ago, and I did it just for this time, so I'm going to strain that. And then I have a stinging nettle tincture going. I've been adding the stinging nettle to my diet, and the raw honey, which is one thing that really, my local raw honey, which is something that really helps. So I've just been, that's one thing I've been trying to incorporate into my diet. So I'm really practicing what I'm preaching here, people. I'm working on it. And I know it's not an overnight thing here. I know it's kind of trying to find out what works for our bodies. Disclaimer, I am not a practicing medical doctor. I only made it through a couple years of medical school. Yes, I worked in behavioral management, but I've been studying herbalism, really, listening to a lot of the people that I respect and trying to figure out what's working for me. And then as I do that, I'm going to share it with you. So that's what I've been doing. And I've just been still battle with POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It is an autoimmune disorder. And so I know when the season changes, my body feels it. It really does. So I listen to my body. Yesterday I had a really busy day, but it was super fun. I mean, it was a really fun day. I'm going to edit and make a video of what we did yesterday. And so listening to my body, just, eating well. And this might be why I really don't feel well. Those people I'm going to show, we went to a brunch, which was so fun. Oh my gosh, the leads. So I'm a lead at my job. And so we met because we work from home. So we don't get to visit, and see each other in person. So all the leads in the Fargo area, and even we met up for brunch. And I don't eat out. And so one of the people there, you know who you are, and she's like, you got to try the bread pudding. Oh my goodness. So I think the sugar just wiped. I took half of it home, and I didn't even finish it. I want you guys all to know, you'd be so proud of me. But no, you probably are like, why? It was so good. But the sugar, I just think, really affected me. And it's bread pudding, so it's probably white bread too. But anyway, once in a while, you live a little and splurge. But that, and just running around, but what I put into my body really does affect me. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, I had a great time. Saying all that to move on. So today I'm trying to do some processing. I wanted to stop. I'm just trying to do a little prepping and chopping everything up before I show you how I put together my cream of mushroom soup. But I had somebody request how I mentioned in a video that I was putting together for my friend Mary, I made her a tincture. And I went out and I picked some more of my lemon basil. Or not lemon basil. What do I have here? Lemon balm. Sorry. I'm telling you, I'm struggling here today, guys. Lemon balm. And I'm going to dry this up. And even as more grows, I'm going to keep picking it and drying it up because I like to dry my herbs. And Heidi too, I asked her because she makes a lot of tinctures. And I asked her, I said, do you prefer doing yours dried or fresh? And, you know, and she doesn't use, this is a good thing I found of hers too, because I made some pain tinctures. I made a children's one, which I'll go over at another video too. I made a children's pain tincture, which I used apple cider vinegar and some organic maple syrup because my youngest grandson is just a few months old. He's like 4 months old. And I figured, you know, once he starts teething or something, if his mom chooses, it's totally up to them. I just made it, you know, it's just a natural thing. And I didn't put any of the strong herbs in there. I put like catnip and some echinacea, I think is what I put in there. And I thought, you know, if she wanted to, you know, if they wanted to give it to him, I didn't want to put honey in there. Because, you know, they can't have honey under, I don't know if it's still 2. I know it used to be 1, but, so I didn't want to put honey in there in case she wanted to try that with him. And then I made one for my son because I don't know if you remember me saying, but my kids, I still thank God every day that they're okay. They were hit by somebody who ran a red light. And he's still really struggling with his back. So I made one for him. And he's never had a drop of alcohol in his life. So I made one for him, and that's by his choice, which is wonderful. So even with medicine, you know, I didn't want to disrespect that, or, you know, I want to, you know, so I made one with him with apple cider vinegar and honey. And I didn't use a lot of honey because he still likes to do keto sometimes. So, but what Heidi told me is that, but this is the whole roundabout way, is on Rain Country. You can follow her too. She has so much good information. She uses the dried because she feels like it makes them a little stronger because she has not been using the real hard alcohols anymore. She uses either her homemade wine, which I don't know if she even uses that as much, but I guess when you use the apple cider vinegar, or where you're actually making an elixir, not a tincture, you just take a shot glass. So it's more like 2 ounces of it. So I do, you know, I take the tinctures. It's such a small, it's literally a dropper. I have a dropper bottle here just for some other one I did. You literally take a dropper of it. So for me, I don't really care if it has vodka in it. It's fine. But anyway, back to what I was going. So that, just good information. There's some other good people out there that you go and you look at what your needs are for yourself and your family. I try to do a lot of research and kind of condense it into my videos. So I'm going to dry this lemon balm for my tea. And then I have 3 trays of zucchini that I'm going to dry and put into my Z powder, which I do have a video on how to do that as well. I can link below. But a friend of mine asked, how do you make, I mentioned that I like to do a chamomile lemon balm tea, and that would be a lovely nightcap because they're both so calming and relaxing. So I am going to go over that real quick, how I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use some fresh lemon balm today because I just picked it. But this is what I'm drying my lemon balm for, because this is my dried chamomile right here. And this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm not going to drink this tonight, so it's going to be a nice strong cup of tea. So I do is I have all my fresh right here, and I have these little tea things. I got these on Amazon. I can link them below. But if you don't have a little tea thing, you could wrap it up in cheesecloth. I'm sure that would work just fine. But I make a lot of fresh tea, so I bought these. They weren't too expensive. I'm sure they have So I'm just gonna put my lemon balm in the bottom because I want that strong lemon flavor. I can hear my tea kettle going over there. And then I'm gonna take some chamomile. That smells good too. Now I do this so with all whatever herbs I have. Like I know I had a thing where I make some rose hip and hibiscus tea and I made it iced, and I have a big one of these. And I did that and I just let it sit in the fridge for, I drank it all week. So I'm just filling the rest up with the chamomile there. Just like, okay, so I just put the chamomile in there. And then this thing has a little cover here like this. So I just put the top on and it has like a little hook in it. Now I didn't put it in a big pot. I just put it in my cup. So now I'm going to get my tea kettle and now I just fill my cup up with my water, and I'm literally just going to let this seep all day because I'm not going to have this till tonight. But normally I let it seep about 15 minutes, especially if I make some like herbal remedy teas and stuff. When my mom was here, I'd made her herbal remedy teas. But I'm just going to let this seep all day, and then I'll take my little metal thing out and I'll heat it up, and that will be my nightcap for tonight. So that's how I made that tea. Now I'm going to throw these things, the zucchini and the lemon balm, into my dehydrator. I'm going to chop up my onion, celery. I'm going to chop up my fresh garlic, and then I will come back and show you how I infuse my garlic in the honey. And then I'm going to make some homemade cream of mushroom soup. So if that interests you, we'll see you soon, and come on back. Hi guys, welcome back. So I am going to make this cream of mushroom soup in my Dutch oven. The first thing I'm going to do is I put a little bit of olive in my pan, and then butter. I put a little bit of olive oil in there so the butter does not burn. So I'm going to get that heated up, and while that heats up, I chopped up some celery. Now you don't have to put celery in your cream of mushroom soup if you do not like that. And I chopped up one large onion from my farmer's market haul yesterday. So this is and I'm just gonna saute these till they get a little translucent. And then I'm going over to smash my garlic in a baggie. So I'm gonna go smash and peel that and then I'm gonna put a little bit of minced garlic in here, okay? So I will be right back. Okay. So this is nice and translucent. I have my garlic in here, my onion, and my celery. And now I just chopped up, so these mushrooms that I got at the market, they're called the Chef's Blend. So I just got one bag of them. They were like about $10. But I do also have these mushrooms here that I had dehydrated. These were just like the white button mushrooms, and I'm going to throw these in too because I was actually going to make cream of mushroom soup with those, but I didn't get to it in time. So they were starting to get where they needed to be needed, so I just dehydrated them, and I'm just going to use them in this soup. So now I am going to, and as those mushrooms rehydrate, they're going to turn into more than what it seems like here, because it was 2 full cartons. So I'm just going to let this saute here for about 15 minutes until the mushrooms kind of turn, I don't know, until they just get nice and cooked. And then I am going to get some arrowroot powder and put it in there, about, I'd say a good tablespoon. You can use clear gel if you want, or some people even use flour. I just like to use the arrowroot for my thickener. So I'm going to put that in there and after these mushrooms cook, and then I will show you what that looks like. And then we will start to add our liquids in here. So I think I'm going to add some black pepper. I always like black pepper in my soup. So I'm going to add about maybe a tablespoon of black pepper. I don't know that I'm going to add any salt right now. I'm going to wait and see what it needs for salt. I like that nice earthy flavor of the mushrooms. So I'm gonna go get my arrowroot here. So I just got this arrowroot on Amazon. I can link that below if you're interested. I'm just gonna put about a tablespoon in here. Then I'm gonna stir it around. I like to get those nice brown bits on the bottom, nice and thick. And then I'm just gonna add about a half a cup of homemade red wine. I would normally add a cup, but my red wine is plum pomegranate, so it's kind of really sweet. And I thought that might be awfully sweet. And I'm just going to use that to scrape up those bits on the bottom of the pan there. But if you don't have red wine, you can just add extra chicken bone broth or stock. And then I have 5 cups of chicken bone broth here that we made together. If you want to know how to make that, I have another video on that as well. And now this I am just going to let simmer for a good, I would say 20 minutes. And then after that, we will come back and I will show you how I add the cream in it, because it would not be cream of chicken soup without the cream. But that is looking really good right now. So I am just going to let this cook and simmer for about 20 minutes here. All right, we'll see you in a bit, and then I'm going to go get ready to show you how to infuse that garlic and honey that I got at the market. All right, so while this is simmering, we'll go over and do that. Okay, and to finish off this soup here, I've let it simmer for about 20 minutes, and now I've mixed up my heavy cream. Now I just use the organic heavy cream powder. I didn't have any fresh. So I mixed it up just with some coconut milk. You can use water if you want, but this has been simmering, so I am just gonna pour it in here. And I am just gonna let it simmer here so it will thicken up. And look at that, you guys. Yummy, yummy, yum. So here is some fresh, easy, homemade cream of mushroom soup. And I am going to let this thicken up, and then I just use this, like I'm going to make a recipe later where I need some. You can have this for lunch, but I'm going to use some of this in a recipe, and then I'll probably just freeze it. I know some people do actually can it, but I'm just going to freeze the rest. I just feel better about that, but you can do whatever it is that you want. So that is how easy it is, and I'm just going to let it kind of thicken up here, and that's it. That is my easy peasy cream of mushroom soup. All right, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Hi, welcome back. So the last thing that I'm gonna do with you today is I'm just gonna bring you down here so you can see what I've been doing. So I just put my fresh garlic in a baggie, and I took my little chopper and I chopped it up to try to get the peels off, and then I got smaller pieces. Some of them I put through my mincer, but then I want some bigger pieces. And I also went, so Heidi again, she said she makes hers, she puts like peppers and all kinds of things in there. But I have my fire cider, which I made here, that I'll use in the winter if I have colds and stuff. It has onion, horseradish, garlic, apple cider vinegar, all kinds of stuff. And this has been sitting for months. If I get sick, I will take this. I believe I did a video of how to do the fire cider too. But this is just literally going to be infused garlic with honey. But I did go out and dig a piece of, hence my garden fingers, ginger out of my pot that's outside my patio. And I just threw some ginger in there too. I thought that might be good. What I'm doing is I just take a piece of my garlic and I just put it under my knife and I munch it up a little bit smaller, and then I just throw the smaller pieces in here. And then I'm going to take my raw honey. I'm going to use up the rest of this one. And I am literally going to just dump all of the honey in here. And to kind of get it fermenting, I took out my ginger bug too out of the fridge, and I'm just going to put a couple tablespoons of this in here. Now, you don't have to do that. I just saw that she did that, and I kind of thought that's a good idea. And I know some people leave this out on the counter for like 20 days or however long. But with a ginger bug, I can leave it out for about 5 days and just throw it in my fridge. And then what I'll do is I'll just take like a tablespoon of this every day. It's kind of just going to be like a cold flu prevention medication, you know, herb, not medication, but you know what I mean. It's just, so yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to use up this honey. And then I also have some honey from Deb that I'll add to it too. So that is how I'm going to infuse my honey. And I will show it to you later when it's done and how I take it. All right. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you like videos like this, please like and share and be blessed. Have a great day. Bye.